What's up, guys? Hope you're well. Welcome to episode number 3 of Average Beer TV. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We have 2 beers we're reviewing tonight, side by side. I'll explain that why here in a second. But what we have here is the Artifex Brewing Company and the Burgeon Beer Company collaboration beers, Hop Swingers. A little bit more about these beers before we dive in. You can see I've already poured them. They look pretty much the same. That's because they are pretty much the same. Both of them are double IPAs, 8.0%, 50 IBU. They utilize the hops of Nelson, Galaxy, Amarillo, and Vic Secret. Make sure I got that right. Yes, indeed. Grain bill is Pilsner, pale wheat, and flaked wheat. So again, both these beers are almost identical. The only thing that's different is that, of the 4 hops, they put 2 of them in the whirlpool, 2 of them in the dry hop. On the Artifex version, I believe they threw in Amarillo and Galaxy in the whirlpool, and then Nelson Vic Secret in the dry hop. Burgeon put in the Nelson Vic Secret into the whirlpool, Amarillo, Galaxy in the dry hop. So very subtle differences. And I figured, why not taste them side by side, see if I can tell the difference, just because I'm not super seasoned when it comes to, aromas and flavors and things like that. I can kind of point out some stuff from time to time, but I'm not like an expert, if you will. So a little bit more about the Artifex, a little bit more about Burgeon. Artifex is out of San Clemente, California. They're about 35, 40 minutes north of San Diego or San Diego County. Burgeon is in Carlsbad, California. They're just right down the street from me, local guys. These 2 guys have, 2 breweries have known each other for a really long time. I think they've known each other for over 20 years. So they go way back, childhood friends, things like that. So super excited to review these. I'm a big fan of Burgeon, just getting into some Artifex stuff. So what better way than just do this side by side and see what we're working with. So starting off with what these beers look like, I pointed out a second ago, they almost look identical. They really do. Try to bring these up a little bit closer there. I mean, these both are what I would consider to be kind of like a straw yellow, both hazy, both have kind of settled into having just that real thin film of kind of loose, splotchy foam across the top. See if they laces up pretty nicely, kind of holds that alcohol on the side of that. I figured it kind of would, being a little bit of a higher ABV, but I think what we can probably do is just dive right in. A little bit more about how we're going to do this. I'll probably smell this one, smell that one, taste this one, taste that one, all that good stuff. See if I can kind of point out what's different, or maybe even point out that they all taste the same to me. I don't know. So we'll see. A little bit more about this can. This one's about a month old, December 14th. It says Money Baby on the bottom. I'm not sure what that one's about. The Burgeon one I think was canned on 12/22. This one says Lawn Gnome on the bottom, and I'll explain that here in a second. As far as what the cans look like, they look completely different from one another, which I guess is pretty cool. Artifex did a nice job, I don't know if you can see that or not, but of incorporating like the Burgeon logo in there, which is kind of neat. This one's black, kind of a copperish penny color. Pretty basic, pretty straightforward. Whereas the Burgeon one, if you can see this one, it's kind of like a matte can. It's kind of purple and it's got some lips on there, almost neon-like, which is kind of cool. I dig this can big time. They did a really nice job on this one. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to kind of slide the cans out of the way so I don't spill anything here, because that'd be a disaster. And then we'll see what we can get to. Again, first I'm going to start with the Artifex one. This one, again, Amarillo, Galaxy in the whirlpool, Nelson, Vic Secret on the dry hop. Let's see if we can get on the aroma side. That one's kind of interesting because, for a hazy beer, I'm so used to drinking these kind of the juice bombs, right? Where they have those massive tropical aromas like Modern Times and Pure Project here locally in San Diego. But then you get, ones out on the East Coast like Treehouse and Trillium and hundreds of others. So I don't really need to name them all. But this one isn't overly like tropical. In fact, it's just got kind of a pretty basic nose for me. Could be because the can's getting a little bit older, but it's only like 4 weeks old. So I do pick up kind of a little bit of an orange zesty, almost like some lemon, maybe a little bit of kind of that Nelson-y grape type of smell, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't smell bad. It just doesn't smell crazy good. So let's smell the Burgeon one and see if this one smells any different. It's so weird. It does smell a little bit different. This is going to make no sense, but it almost smells a little like brighter. What I mean by that, it almost smells like it's got a little bit more of a pronounced Nelson type of smell, a little bit maybe more grape and berry. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm getting out of it from a difference wise. But it's for me, the difference isn't like massively drastic. This one just happens to smell a little bit brighter and more vibrant to me. But yeah, let's taste both of these and see what we got side by side and see where we end up. Do another whiff just to see if I get anything different, but it's a pretty good beer. Mouthfeel on it's definitely kind of on the thinner side of medium. It's got a really nice subtle carbonation, but it still feels kind of bright in the mouth. It sits in there really easy, really easy to drink. I don't pick up a lot of booze in there for 8%, which is always nice. Yeah, that's a good beer. The good news is I think it tastes a little bit more exciting than what it smells like, which is always a plus. I do get that kind of grapefruity bitterness. It's a little bitter, but that's kind of expected at 50 IBUs. Orange, grapefruit, maybe like a little bit of like passion fruity type of taste, but nothing overly complex. It tastes good for a double IPA. This one does smell a lot better than that one. I don't know if that's just me or what, but man, I don't know why, but I'm just getting like a lot more Nelson on the Burgeon Beer for some reason. Mouthfeel on that one, also thinner medium, but it feels more like soft and pillowy than the Artifex one. I don't know if it's because they're a week and a half apart in canning dates, but a little bit softer. Flavor wise, definitely getting a lot more Nelson on there. That's kind of where my mind was going there for a minute, but also sits in your mouth really nice. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more orange on this one. It almost is a little bit more danky to me, just a little bit thicker and stuff like that, if that makes any sense. So really orange, definitely some grapefruit bitterness in there. A little bit of that tropical fruity type of taste. And there's kind of that underlying danky hop taste, kind of mid-palate to the finish. But both of these beers actually finish pretty clean for what they are. I would say, if I had to pick between the two, like right away, right now, I would say that I think I like the Burgeon one a little bit better, just based on the mouthfeel and based on kind of how that Nelson kicks in. I'm a big fan of Nelson. I know some people love it or some people hate it, but I'm a big fan. I just like that kind of like berry, gooseberry, grape, white wine type of situation that Nelson offers up. Love it or hate it, either way. That's kind of what these, especially this beer for me, I gravitate toward that a little bit more. So I'll try to bring these back in the frame here. But yeah, again, these beers were kind of fun, I think, to do a side by side. I think what they did here is kind of an interesting concept. I hope that other breweries consider doing this, where they kind of get together, switch hops, do little things, little tweaks and things like that, just to see if people like myself, people like you guys can kind of taste the difference. I mean, I won't lie to you. To me, these aren't like drastically different. I've heard through the grapevine that some people believe that they are drastically different, but I didn't quite catch that. The cans obviously look different. They look very similar beer wise. Mouthfeel wise, the Burgeon one's just a little bit more pillowy, a little bit thicker. Nose on the Burgeon one's a little bit better. Both finish really nice. Both are very what I would consider more crisp and dry. They don't have that chalky taste at the end. It's just a real nice bitter finish. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, both these beers are great. Artifex is doing great things up in San Clemente. Burgeon is just slaughtering down here in San Diego. I know they're looking to kind of continue distributing a little bit further when it comes to draft accounts and cans and things like that. So again, this is Hop Swingers. The reason I guess that they call it Hop Swingers, obviously they flip the hops, but the kind of inside joke here is in Southern California, especially in a specific neighborhood near Burgeon. There's it's known to have like these swinger folks that live there. So the whole point of, on the bottom of this can here, on the Burgeon can, it says lawn gnome. And what that means, I guess there's like this special rumor that goes out there that if you have a lawn gnome out in front of your house, that means you're down to, do the old swaparooski. So kind of fun. These guys, having met both of these guys that run these places, they're a bunch of jokers. So it's always fun to see what they come up with. But yeah, these are two winners. I know that you really can't find these cans anymore. They were two special releases and they kind of, came and went, but they're going to continue pumping out good beer. Keep an eye out for Artifex. These guys won, I think, bronze medal at the Great American Beer Festival for their Artifexican Mexican lager. Look for that. That beer is just freaking phenomenal, especially if you like Mexican lagers. And Burgeon, they're just kind of up and coming. They leave their 1 year anniversaries next week. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I think we're going to see a lot more from these guys. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you found this very useful. Go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments, and hope to strike up conversation.